How does a boy from the streets of Philadelphia rise to become one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, only to fall in front of millions during one of the industry's most prestigious nights? Will Smith's journey is a story of ambition, resilience, and contradictions. He was the rapper who became the Fresh Prince, the sitcom star who transformed into a global box office king, and the beloved actor who finally achieved Oscar glory, only to see it overshadowed by one shocking moment. For decades, Will Smith symbolized charm, laughter, and inspiration. But behind the bright smile lay scars, mistakes, and the constant fight to control his own destiny. This is not just a biography. This is the dramatic rise, the spectacular fall, and the ongoing fight for legacy of Will Smith. Willard Carroll Smith Jr. was born on September 25, 1968, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His mother, Caroline, worked as a school administrator, while his father, Willard Sr., was a former U.S. Air Force veteran and refrigeration engineer. Together, they raised 4 children in a modest but disciplined household. Young Will was clever, outspoken, and earned the nickname Prince for his charm and ability to talk his way out of trouble. But behind the laughter was pain. Will later revealed that his father was strict and, at times, abusive, once striking his mother in front of him. That memory haunted him for decades and became a turning point in shaping his personality. Determined never to let anyone see weakness, Will built a protective wall of humor, charisma, and relentless energy. At school, he excelled academically, but his heart was captured by hip-hop. Philadelphia in the 1980s was a breeding ground for rap battles, and Will quickly stood out with his witty rhymes and magnetic stage presence. He wasn't the toughest kid on the block, but he was the most entertaining. By his teenage years, Will had already set his sights on something bigger than his neighborhood. He wanted the world. This restless ambition, and the scars of his childhood, would drive him to pursue fame with unmatched intensity. In the mid-1980s, Will teamed up with Jeffrey Towns, better known as DJ Jazzy Jeff. Together, they formed DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Their upbeat, family-friendly style stood out in a rap scene dominated by hard-hitting street narratives. In 1989, their single Parents Just Don't Understand earned them the first-ever Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance, making Will Smith a household name before he even turned 21. But success came with a harsh lesson. By 1990, Will had spent lavishly on cars, houses, and luxury without paying attention to taxes. When the IRS came calling, he owed millions. Practically bankrupt, Smith faced the collapse of his young career. Then came the break that would change his life forever. NBC was casting a new sitcom about a street-smart kid from Philadelphia sent to live with wealthy relatives in Bel Air. Despite little acting experience, Will auditioned and landed the lead role. The Fresh Prince of Bel Air premiered in 1990 and became an instant hit. Audiences fell in love with his humor, charm, and raw energy. For 6 seasons, Smith became a cultural icon, turning a TV comedy into a launching pad for superstardom. By the end of the series, he was no longer just a rapper or sitcom actor. He was ready for Hollywood. Will Smith's transition from television to film was seamless and explosive. In 1995, he starred opposite Martin Lawrence in Bad Boys, a buddy cop action film that became a box office hit. Just 1 year later, Smith's charisma and heroic presence carried Independence Day, 1996, which grossed over $800 million worldwide and cemented him as the face of summer blockbusters. In 1997, he followed up with Men in Black, pairing humor with action in a role that showcased his versatility. By the late 1990s, Will Smith wasn't just a rising star. He was Hollywood's undisputed king of the box office. But he wasn't only chasing money. Smith wanted respect. In 2001, he took on the role of boxing legend Muhammad Ali in Michael Mann's Ali. The performance earned him his first Academy Award nomination, proving he could balance spectacle with depth. In 2006, The Pursuit of Happiness brought him his second Oscar nomination. Starring alongside his son Jaden, Smith delivered one of the most emotional performances of his career, embodying the struggles of a father fighting to give his child a better future. Audiences worldwide wept with him, and critics hailed it as his finest work. Throughout the 2000s, Smith was more than a movie star. He was a brand. Films like I, Robot, Hitch, and I Am Legend dominated box offices. His paycheck soared to $20 million per film, and Time magazine named him one of the most influential people in the world. At his peak, Will Smith symbolized global entertainment, a black superstar who could rap, act, and inspire. But as history shows, no reign lasts forever. The 2010s brought turbulence. Films like After Earth, 2013, co-starring his son Jaden, were critical and commercial failures. Suddenly, the box office guarantee wasn't so guaranteed anymore. Critics questioned whether Smith had lost his magic. His personal life also became tabloid fodder. His marriage to actress Jada Pinkett Smith faced constant speculation. In 2020, Jada revealed her entanglement with singer August Alsina, igniting a media storm. The Smiths' unconventional relationship became a public spectacle, with fans debating whether it was progressive or dysfunctional, but nothing compared to the night of March 27, 2022, the Oscars. When comedian Chris Rock made a joke about Jada's shaved head, Will stormed the stage and slapped him on live television. The world gasped. Moments later, he tearfully accepted his first Academy Award for King Richard, a performance hailed as the pinnacle of his career. But the Oscar win was overshadowed by the slap. The fallout was immediate. Memes, criticism, and debates flooded the internet. Some defended him as a husband protecting his wife. Others condemned him as a violent narcissist. The Academy banned Smith from the Oscars for 10 years, and major projects were paused or canceled. It was the ultimate irony. After decades of chasing validation, Will finally held an Oscar, but at the cost of his reputation. In the aftermath, Will Smith faced a choice: disappear or rebuild. He chose the latter. In July 2022, he posted a heartfelt video apology to Chris Rock and fans, admitting his failure and promising to grow. The humility contrasted sharply with the swagger of the Fresh Prince, but it signaled a new chapter. Later that year, Smith starred in Emancipation, a harrowing drama about an enslaved man's fight for freedom. Though its reception was muted, it demonstrated his commitment to serious roles. Beyond films, Smith focused on his memoir Will, 2021, which candidly detailed his childhood trauma, insecurities, and relentless pursuit of approval. For the first time, fans saw not just the superstar, but the man behind the mask. Smith also leaned into philanthropy, supporting education, youth programs, and environmental causes. Step by step, he began crafting a redemption arc, proving that reinvention is possible even after global disgrace. Will Smith's legacy is complex yet undeniable. He is one of the few entertainers to conquer music, television, and film on a global scale. From Grammy-winning rapper to sitcom sensation, from blockbuster king to Oscar winner, his career embodies ambition, talent, and resilience. But it also carries lessons of fragility. Fame can elevate, but it can also expose the cracks. Will Smith's story is not just about glory, it is about struggle, mistakes, and the ongoing fight for redemption. For fans, he remains a symbol of inspiration, the kid from Philadelphia who dreamed bigger than anyone thought possible. For Hollywood, he is proof that reinvention is always within reach. The journey of Will Smith proves that even the brightest stars can stumble, but true legends find a way to rise again. Like, share, and subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories.